top of the morning to you. Welcome to Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the show at Wise Up, Rise Up show. I am your host, the Queen Bee, Dani Wallace, in the house. Who else is in the house this morning? Who is first past the post this morning? Come and say hello. Come on in for a cuddle. Let us celebrate the fact that we are the majority of the way through the week. How is going back to school going for you guys? So good morning, Carrie Davis, first past the post this morning with a good morning. Yeah, how's it all going? So we have had tears and tantrums this morning in the house. I think that as a collective, we are going to have to make some decisions over what time this show continues, because I'm going to need to do the school run. And I know a lot of you guys are going to need to do the school run. So I think we need to have a conversation over what we do around the show, whether we, in the next couple of weeks, give it a little switch to after 9 o'clock when I know all of the kids are at school and nobody's stressed. Because the thing is, we've got incredible guests on, and the whole premise of this show was to get up in the morning, get ready for work in a time when that might easily have gone by the wayside. And we're in a little bit of a different spot now. You know, the lockdown's beginning to lift, kids are going back to school, people are being encouraged back to work. And I just wonder if the hour of 8 and 9 is possibly the most stressful in most houses. And I want to make sure that we're reaching as many people and helping as many people as possible. So what say you? I'm going to put a little poll out in the Hive today. If you're not in the Hive, make sure you join. Why have I got chewing gum? That's very rude of me. I put a little bit of chewing gum in this morning whilst I've been a little bit of chewing gum whilst I was like not brushing my teeth, because it has been manic this morning. So yeah, it's stressful, and we have so many incredible guests on that bring so much value. I mean, today is no exception. We've got the incredible Paul Newton on with us this morning, talking about all things like cybercrime, identity theft, and magic. Can you believe the two go together? But he's built his own business based on that. What I don't want to bring these incredible people to you and have this opportunity to learn together, and you be stressed or you not be able to watch it, watch along. So I think that we need to chat. We need a discussion, you guys, over what we do going forward. So I'm thinking possibly like a 9:15 start. What are you guys saying? So tell me what the weather's doing where you are as we're having this conversation. Good morning. Emma Belmont is in the house. Good morning. Sassy Sister School is back today. Poppy is back at school today. Like I said, we've had tears and tantrums this morning already. But it's just accepting that it is what it is at this point, Daisy had her going back to school yesterday, was nervous in the morning, and she dealt with it in a different way. She got up super early. She was ready from like 6:15, like sat there with the packed lunch, and like she was like, so Daisy deals with it in a way of being sort of hyper organized, whereas Poppy kind of allows she likes the tide to take her, you know what I mean? And she likes to kind of be carried along. So it was a little bit sort of panicked this morning. So even though we got everything ready that we needed, it was still a bit panicked and a bit fraught. Morning is cloudy in Kent. And it's a bit shit for you guys in Kent. Tell me what the weather's doing where you are. I think it's just, let's have a look. Has the potential to be scorchy here, but it is a little bit shit up here in Preston. Tell me what it's doing where you are in the world. I think that 9:15 is going to probably be a more sensible time for everybody involved, for us to keep growing this show and for us to keep getting more reach, and for us to do that in a way that is not stressful, that is still setting you guys up for the day. It's called Show Up, Wise Up, Rise Up. I want us to be sort of rising up together, and it feels right to do that in the morning. What about an evening, prepping us for the next day? The thing is, Emma, with that is that I'm going to then have to give up my every evening, Monday to Friday, to do the show. And I think that I would much rather, if I think about me and my commitments, I would much rather do the show at the beginning of the day and then carry on, and then I could step off at the end instead of not being able to relax after I've done a show at the end of the day, because there is a lot of prep that goes into making the show happen, regardless of how kind of thrown together it looks. So I think doing it in the evening, it won't work for me personally. And I want to be showing you guys you get to choose the way that you do things as well as serving your audience. So I think we're going to move it to 9:15. We've got a lot of guests booked in over the next couple of weeks. So probably we'll give it another week of 8 o'clock starts, and then we'll shift it over to 9:15. Can you believe, not next week, but the week after, I'm going to be coming to you from Italy. So my super awesome exclusive VIP one-to-ones have now begun. So the first of those is taking place over in Italy with the glorious Claire Sweet from Piece Together Money Management and Money Coaching. She's incredible, and we're going to be working on her stories. We're going to be working on her talks, and we're going to do that in a really exclusive environment, having wonderful experiences while we're at it, whilst we get all of her stories together in one sort of fell swoop. We're doing that over in Bardolino in Italy the week after next. It's very, very exciting. So where are we at? So it's you're all telling me the weather. 9:15 is better. DW, I will follow you whatever time slot you move to. I'm an out and out IATQB addict there. I said it. Oh, and I'm a creative SaaS addict as well, Jojo. 9:15 is better. Yeah, I think so. I think 9:15 is going to be a better time. And the thing is, here's the thing. Lots of you, I mean hundreds of you, watch on the catch up anyway. But I just want to make it so that we do what we want to do, which is getting set up for the Mother Chuffing Day, right? Okay. Yours are back on Monday, so you've got a little bit more time, Ems. It's raining in South Wales. I've got a rainy bee for South Wales. Where are you, rainy bee? Scorcher, rainy bee. There we go. South Wales is serviced over there with a little bit of a rainy bee. It's proper shit in Warrington. Oh, let's move the Preston bee over to the Warrington area, and then we can both be serviced by the same bee. We've got showers in Sutton Coldfield. We've got rain over in Brum. There we go, Brum. It is pink brolly weather for Creative Sass and Joe Smith. 9:15 would work for me. I could sit in the car after the school run for a bit of peace and quiet. Yeah, and probably making the show more half an hour to 3/4 of an hour than the full hour. As a more kind of savvy and more condensed way of doing it. It's because we sprawl out over an hour. It might make sense to just get a little bit more choppy and a little bit more power with it, so we can get lots of people watching on the replay. Here's the thing: when you do anything, you've got to keep checking in with how well it's doing, how well it's performing, and also how well it is fitting in with your life. And that is something I encourage you guys to do with all of the things that you do. So it would be wrong of me leading a movement like this, where, you know, we're trying to lead with our best authenticity and all that kind of bollocks, that if I'm not doing it myself, then what the fuck am I doing encouraging you guys to do the same? So it is, you know, you've got to be, the show Wise Up Rise Up is a success cycle. So we started showing up, and then we learn by wising up, and then we make it better, and we rise up, and then we go round and around and around and around and around. So good is this, the 3-stage super awesome success cycle, that I have made you a masterclass on it. I've pre-recorded you a video, so I'm not selling anything, but it talks you through this success cycle, how to look at your success, how to show up, wise up, rise up. What does that mean? If anybody wants hold of the masterclass, please give me a shout. In fact, I will pop a link up to it. And you'll be able to download the masterclass, and I can share with you what it actually means to show up, wise up, how you can apply that to any area of your life, because I'm kind like that, you see. 9:15 will fit nicely. Good morning. It's a bit shit over in Norfolk with Diane Ivory. There we go. I've got you already. No, Kent. We've had Kent. Oh my goodness. Throwing bees everywhere this morning. You like, it's a bit shit over in Norfolk. If you are anywhere else in the UK or indeed the world, please do let me know, and I will represent you with one of my little bit. Oh, look at that! There's no sunshine this morning. If you are anywhere else in the world, we will represent you underneath this compass here with one of our sunshine needs a bit shit or rainy bees. Other bees are available, and we will be getting them sorted in the not too distant future. Right, you guys. Good morning. Welcome. We are on the 2nd of September already. Oh my God, 2nd of September already. September means it is Be Heard month, which means at the end of this month, the doors will open to the Be Heard. So you want to be a speaker course, it will be open to you guys to come and get amongst it. Super, super, super exciting. We've got New Zealand in the house. Hey, New Zealand. Linda, what's the weather doing? Is it nighttime where you are? Let me know. It is peeing it down in Leeds. It isn't very good out there today in the UK. Like, snuggle up warm. Like, I should call a duvet day. One of these days, when I'm feeling like it, I will. I'll present this show in my gym jams and my duvet. It's been a long while since I've done anything kind of dressy uppy in here. But enough of that. Enough of the shameless plug-in. Enough of talking about the weather. Let's get some shizzle done. Let's introduce our incredible guest this morning. I was so excited when he agreed to come on the show. I've seen this guy perform a number of times, and every time I've got to be careful. He's a performer by trade. It's what he does. I've seen him perform. He's a magician. So I've seen him perform in a magical capacity a number of times. And I thought it would be great for us to bring him here. Are you going to probably come and say bye to everybody? Bye. Say bye. She's off to high school. Wish her luck, everybody. She's heading on into year 8. So as she heads off, Paul heads in. Say good morning to the incredibly talented, the very clever, the somewhat cheeky Paul Newton, everybody.
Morning. How you doing?
Good morning. First of all, Paul, I've got to apologise. I've got to say sorry. I got you up early this morning, Anna.
Mate, not only have you got me up early, you're now deciding to put the show back like an hour and 15. You went, right, so for the last early show, let's make Paul wake up early.
We've got another week of early shows, another week of early shows. Otherwise, it's too many people to move because we're booked up like loads and loads in advance. And
mate, I bet. Thank you so much for asking me to do this.
I'm absolutely thrilled that you accepted. I'm thrilled that you accepted. It's about time we had a king bee on the show. We've had lots and lots of queen bees. We've had lots. We need more royal bees and king bees on the show. So it is.
You know what? I do a weekly YouTube show. Okay, and I swear to you, I get more ladies on there. There are more inspirational ladies that are doing amazing things at the moment than men. Okay, and it kind of hurts to say that, but the ladies that I get on the show, they're amazing. And one of the people that's actually watching, because I can see her comment every so often, Diane Overy, show, and she's incredible.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, mate, yeah. So you carry on, mate. You carry on. The ladies.
Why do you think that is?
Brilliant.
Why do you think the queens have been donning the crowns and getting out there and amongst it? What's the difference between that and the dudes?
Do you know what?
Speaking in the binary, my apologies.
That there is a lot of ladies. Yeah, speaking in binary. Okay, yeah, fair enough. There's a lot of ladies that are realizing they're allowed to shout about themselves.
Who knew?
Isn't that weird? Now I'm a typical blokey bloke who grew up in West London, and I love my attitude and the way that I am. But I grew up with an absolute powerhouse of a mum who knew how incredible she was and didn't care about showing it off. So I'm not scared of these ladies who are finally going, hold on, look at us. Look, we're amazing. Yeah. Good on you. That's why I like your show, to be honest with you.
Thank you. So, Paul, tell us about what you do. Because what you do is super interesting. I know it's definitely not glamorous. I'm a fellow performer, and people think that what we do as performers is very glamorous. So we need to dispel some myths this morning. But what is it that you do? Because even if it's not glamorous, it is super chuffing interesting.
Okay, the glamorous part, Dani, honestly, how many times have you got dressed in a dressing room that's really classed as a toilet?
I gave up in the end and started getting ready in my car. I gave up. I was playing like dressing room roulette. I just didn't even ask them in the end. I just get ready in my car.
Yeah, so many times that I've seen a booking and it says there's a dressing room and there's a green room and you'll be looked up and you get there and it's a cupboard or something.
Yeah, mate.
No.
There's not even a kettle to make a brew.
Oh, now you see, that's when I turn into a diva. Okay, no cup of tea. Oh my word!
Is that your rider?
Yeah, yes, it is. The only thing on my rider. He needs tea. That's it. That's the only thing. So what I do, I'm a magician, a mind reader, and a hypnotist. But I specialise in stealing people's passwords and PIN numbers and personal information. Now, I do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, I find it really funny. You get these people, these skeptics who say this won't work and you can't do this. And then within 10 minutes, I've got their favorite credit card number and the PIN number for it. And it just scares the life out of them. Now, the second reason I do this is if I can do this in front of an audience when I'm warning you I'm going to do this, what can scammers do when they're not warning you?
Right.
Okay, I want to scare people into being productive about their own security.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I'm getting there.
I mean, you think you're getting there, but you do. You perform and you share this sort of concept in this way all over the country, and it is phenomenal. And having seen you perform, it is phenomenal. And every time I've seen you perform, it is with this. It's funny and it's fascinating, but it's scary as shit.
This is it. The message is scary as, okay? The message really is scary. So I learned that back when I was researching becoming a speaker in the security world, I went and watched other cybersecurity speakers. And no lie, Dani, I saw people sit at the back of the audience with pillows because they were going to have a nap. And when somebody comes to a talk with a pillow, what the? So I said, right, that is never going to happen to me. So as soon as I get on stage, I'm going to do something to make everyone that doesn't know me, they will sit up and they will go, what the hell is going on? So I normally start, I will pick on the alpha male or female in the audience.
And they're obvious. They show themselves, don't they?
Oh, don't they? When I walk on stage and you see the, magician, this ain't going to work.
I've seen this before.
Yep.
Go on then, mate. Go on.
Yep.
Go on, do some magic. Go on.
Actually, and going back to what I said earlier, actually, the alpha female is even better. Because once you nail something, once you get something so spot on, they are so vocal about it.
They're fuming.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you nick their PIN number off their favorite credit card and then say the picture on the card as well, they just, what? How'd you do that? What? Look at that. He's right. Look. Like, put the card away now because it's easy to steal it now. Put it away. But yeah, I love it, mate. I love it.
So what brought you to that? I'm assuming that the magic came first, and then the tools that you use in order to delight and surprise and amuse people.
So I've been a magician since I was a kid. I started out with a Paul Daniels magic set when I was about 5 or 6.
What year was this?
About that 10 years ago. Maybe
Paul
15.
Daniels. I remember it being a thing that was definitely in the Argos catalogue Book of Dreams when I was little.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
I remember circling it when I was doing. I didn't know. I didn't ever get a Mr. Frosty either.
Send me your address.
A Mr. Frosty and a Paul Daniels magic kit.
Dani, send me your address.
We're making childhood dreams come true right now. It's like this is your life.
Ladies and gents, to anyone who's commenting, because I can see some of the comments, if you wanna do a fundraiser for a Mr. Frosty,
chip in for Mr. Frosty.
I'll do the organising. We've got to make this right. I would love to see Dani doing a little video just with the Mr. Frosty. With the thing.
Mate, I would be making slushy margaritas at 9:15 in the morning if I got a Mr. Frosty. It would definitely be like entertaining.
Now I need your address because I'm going to be there as well.
We could put it down as a business expense, a Mr. Frosty.
Yeah, we could.
Did you do that, by the way? This is a bit in my book, and we're talking about goals and what have you in my book, and I'm talking about what we used to do at Christmas, because Argos have now stopped doing the Book of Dreams. They don't do the big fat catalogue anymore because it's all online. I was sad.
Yeah, but I understand why.
Yeah,
okay,
because the trees and that.
Yeah, trees and being nice to the environment and stuff, and pointless expense, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, when you look around and you go, but when I was a kid, that coming out got me excited, and that meant Christmas was starting.
That was it. It was like, excuse me, it was we would sit there with our pencils and little coffee table, and Gemma, my sister, would have one, and I would have one, and we would be like circling stuff and then writing our list, and then we knew.
If something came on the TV, an advert came on the TV, you wouldn't go, Mum, Dad, that's what I want. You'd run for the Argos book to find it, to circle that as well. Yeah.
It was the thing. It was definitely the thing. Let us know in the comments if that is something that you did as a child. And I was devastated when I found it. It was this year they stopped doing the Book of Dreams. I get it. It's all right. It's not
I love the fact that we were talking about cybersecurity and us two have gone, no, it's not that. Christmas.
Oh, we can talk about all
sorts. Amazing.
Almost Christmas. Anyway, we're still in March, aren't we? Like, it's just been March for the past 6 months.
How have you been? Because it's been weird, hasn't it? It's just weird. There is no way you can explain this. It has been weird.
It has been weird. I've kind of lived it out online. As you know, I'm a massive oversharer. So every single morning, Monday to Friday, I've been live sharing my experiences, sharing everybody's experiences. How has it been for you? How has the transition from performance, because that whole leg of my business was kicked out?
It hurt. It hurt. So my last gig was March 13th, I think.
Yeah.
And it was around about March 14th. I was out at a party with friends. It was their joint 40th birthday. Me and my wife were there, and Littlin was at home because she had a sniffly cold and cough. And that was the day that you started getting announcements of there will be no crowds. There will be no crowds. And I'm like, that's all my work. That is all of my work gone. The magic or the security speaking, gone. And then I looked at the wife and I said, and they're now saying if you've got a cold or a cough, you have to isolate for 14 days. And I looked at her and went, Emily's at home because she's got a cold and a cough. We're done.
Mate.
I said, we are done. I said, after this tonight, that's it. We're staying at home now. And she went, I completely agree. My wife is, oh God, the word's gone. She's an introvert. That's it. She loves home life. She loves just being with our little family.
Well, this is the same. Like, we marry our opposites, don't we?
yeah, we do. And she's loved it. She's absolutely thrived. Me, I don't mind telling you this because it's only me and you and nobody else.
Yeah, it's just me and you.
I swear I went into like massive depression for 2-3 weeks because there's true performers. There's something about us that makes us need an audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you take that away, we're different animals completely.
Agreed.
So I just went downhill for about 2-3 weeks. I did weird stuff, like I made 2 garden tables out of pallets. And
nice.
My wife is quite impressed with them.
But no one stood there giving you a clap while you did it, though.
No, I kind of looked around and there's my dog going, and I can wee against it. But yeah, it was weird. But then about 3 weeks in, I started to realize people still needed help with security.
Right. Now more than ever, spending more and more time, like literally changing their lives into being online.
Yep. Suddenly working from home. Suddenly using routers that aren't very secure. Suddenly their passwords, nobody knows what a password manager is until I start beating it over their head. All of a sudden I went, hold on, okay, and Zoom and Microsoft Teams and things like that. So there's ways we can deliver.
Yeah.
The feedback is not the same. And I don't know about you, but having a screen full of little boxes of people applauding you is just weird.
It's cold as well, because as a singer, when you're performing through speech as well as visuals, they're all on mute. So they're like, some of them, they were like, you can give applause by waving your hands. I'm like, you can't feel it the same. It isn't the same connection. Whether it's speaking, whether it's performing, whether it's singing, whatever, it isn't the same as being in that room and just getting that energy from people. It is the extroverts in us.
And that's the word. That's the main word there. The energy. Okay, the energy coming back. You can't get that through a laptop or a desktop.
Right.
But saying that, people still needed my help with security.
Yeah, absolutely.
My book launched. I did a crowdfunder to launch the book, and that's coming out in October this year.
What's it called?
It's it's
what's the working title?
I Can Steal Your SH1T.
Yes, my favourite kind of title? I can steal your shit.
You know, I did a tour titled "I Can Steal Your SH1T" in a networking organisation, and I had so many groups say we're not using that. We can't use that title, and I'm like,
Shush.
I know the founder. He has no issue with swearing.
Oh, we're talking about 4N and Brad Burton, right?
Yeah.
This guy has no
Caring
issue with
about
swearing.
And I had groups saying I'm not putting SH1T in the title. I'm like, look, there's a point. The point is that people use swear words as their passwords. They'll change one letter for a number and they think they're safe.
Yep.
I'm pointing out that if I can work that out already, you're not safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had one group say, "Oh, we're never using that title," and I went, "Well, I'm not coming then. If you're messing with my brand, I'm not there."
Yeah.
But yeah, it is funny. And then you do the talk to their sensible business owners, and you point out that swear words are not the best passwords, and you see like 90% of them go, "That's what I use." I
didn't even know that was a thing. Is it swear words as a password? But
yeah, really normal, especially in the British marketplace.
Of course it is.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier. Yes, I swear in real life, but I hardly ever do when I'm on stage and when I'm in front of people. So we kind of go, we're swearing, but nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a bit like something I was going to say, PIN numbers. Okay, so if you've got a 4-digit PIN number, please don't use a birthday.
Yes.
Okay, because if you use a birthday, here's the most sensible part of it. If you use a birthday and you're British, it means the third digit is definitely a 0 or a 1. Okay, so you've just got rid of 80% of the possible numbers that you could be using for that 4-digit PIN. It also means the first digit is a 0, 1, 2, or a 3. So you've got rid of another 60%. So please randomize this stuff. Use password managers. Don't use the same password on more than one account. If you do that, mate, oh, sorry, I've just seen a comment saying
what's the best password manager to use? Yeah.
Right. If you own a phone like this one, it's an Apple phone. They have password managers built into them. Okay.
Right.
If you use lots of technology that goes across different platforms, so let's say you've got an Apple phone, but you've got a Microsoft computer, and you've got, I don't know, a Galaxy Tab or something,
and an Android burner phone,
and an Android burner phone for the drug dealers that are that was really bad stereotype, wasn't it? I'm getting told off for that.
It is what it is.
If you do that, then go to a company called LastPass. Okay, there are other options, but LastPass is the one that I get a lot of people telling me is amazing.
Right.
It's a free service. Okay, they do want you to pay for services, but you can pick a free service, and seriously, it goes across all your devices. You only ever need to know your password to LastPass.
Right.
You will not know any other passwords.
Right. Okay, is that how does that work? So how do those password managers work then?
So what they do is they randomly generate a password for you in the first place. And my one did this 2 days ago. I needed to actually know the password. So you can go into your app and you can go, I want to know the password for that thing, find it, and it will show you the characters.
Right.
Seriously, Dani, this was so good. It was like 20 different characters. And I'm going along and going, oh, okay, capital C there, little e there, a 1 there. And then it had this symbol on it. And I'm staring at my keyboard going, I don't even know what that is. Where's that one then? So the fact that the owner of the password is now going, oh, okay, we really have to figure this out. You wouldn't have a chance.
My gosh.
Yeah. And it does things like combining capitals, lowercase, symbols, numbers, all this stuff that as human beings, we just don't care about. No. You know, when we're putting a password in, we see the little tick boxes of must be over 10 characters, must have a capital letter, and must have a number. And we go, okay, so I'll use my dog's name, I'll put a capital at the front, and then I'll put my year of birth.
Because I'll remember that.
Yeah. But you want to take it away from you. The fact is, if you know your password, I can steal it.
Right.
That's the be all and end all.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Because I feel like my passwords, I'm not going to ask you to do this. Or maybe, I don't know if it's something we could do. I don't know. I have Oh God, I don't admit it.
Right, okay. Whatever you're going to say, let's pretend you've spoken to someone who
Yeah.
might have an issue and they want to talk to me about that. And then you could tell me what's up in their security world.
Right. I have a friend who has similar passwords that are random, but they're
Right, okay.
similar.
So this person may have put two words together and
Yeah.
is capitalizing some parts and not others,
Yes.
and it's maybe changing an I for the number one, things like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, how much does it scare your friend that I've just explained what they've probably done?
Okay, not yet because you've not got to the words. But
And
yeah,
I'll be honest,
it's
I'm not
variations.
going
It's
to try.
variations on a theme.
Yes. So if you've got variations on a theme,
Say
okay,
if
a
you
little while ago, the
yeah.
iCloud hack that happened a few years ago that led to a lot of naughty pictures of celebrities being online.
Right. Yes.
I'm going to tell you how that hack happened, how it supposedly happened. Okay.
Okay.
So I would send you an email saying there's a problem on your iCloud account. Can you just click here to log in? You
Uh-huh.
click to log in and you type in the correct password. Okay.
Right.
You are not on iCloud at the moment. Once you type in the correct password, it pings me a message with your password.
Okay.
It then says there was a problem and it redirects you to the real account. Okay, and it says, oh, you
Um.
typed in the password wrong. Can you do it again? So now you're doing it a second time and you're going, I'm sure I did it right. You type it in a second time and it gives you access to your account. Now, what
And
the
you're
clever,
none the wiser.
yeah, because you are now thinking, oh, I must have hit a wrong character.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it didn't work first time. I haven't been
Yeah.
hacked. I must have hit a wrong character.
Right. I get you.
Now, if you are one of those people that uses two or three words and a theme along those two or three words, if you're a high value target,
Mm-hmm.
it is worth me researching you.
Got you.
So I've now got your password for one of your accounts.
Yeah.
The next thing I do is I check any other public access type of account that I think you would own, and I try that password first.
Right. So what's an example of that? What would an example of that be? Like a bank
So,
or a
yeah, bank, Hotmail. Hotmail's a good one.
yeah,
Google
yeah.
Mail is a good
Right.
one. If I get into your emails, I've got you for everything.
Yeah.
Because if I can get into your, let's say you've got a Gmail account. If I get into
Right.
your Gmail account, I can then start searching within your Gmail for things like bank, for things like Amazon.
And most people, I say most people, it's a sweeping statement, have a Gmail account now because there are some things that you can't do. Google is the number one preferred search engine in the world, certainly in the Western world.
Yep.
And there is some functionalities like Dropboxes and stuff that you cannot access if
If
you
you don't,
don't have a login, if you don't have a Gmail account.
yeah.
So once you're in there,
Once I'm
you
in one place,
oh,
if you don't use a password manager,
mm-hmm.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Now this is what
Well,
this where it gets clever. If like this might go a bit geeky.
we love it. It's fine.
I don't think
Do
any of
geeky.
your followers are gamers that are that geeky, but I am. Okay, I'm a gamer. I love my console. I love playing certain games with friends. Now
Yeah.
here's the thing. There was a hack on a very well-known online game. Let's call it War of Worlds. That's probably
Okay.
the closest right now. So War of Worlds was very powerful. A lot of people put a lot of money into it, and you could do things like you could sell houses within the game.
Was it Fortnite?
Okay. No, World of Warcraft.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so something like that. What you do is you build up your little empire, and you've got houses and you've got stock. Okay, hackers worked out that if you have a forum for the game, loads of people will go on there. They
Right.
will help each other and they will talk to each other.
Of
So
course.
these hackers set up a forum for a specific game, and then most of the players use the same password for the forum as they do for the game
Of course.
because it's associated.
And most of them have the same password for the game as they do for many of the other things in their lives.
Or just on hacking the game, they would go into people's accounts, tear everything down, sell the stuff to their own account for free, and then in the game world, they're making real money by
Sell
selling
it
stuff.
on. Oh my God, you're selling like game stuff in the game. I wish, right, here's the thing. I wish I was that clever. Because if I was that clever, I'd probably do it. And I'd probably get caught. But regardless of the crime, whenever somebody explains to me how they did the crime, particularly around things like identity theft or fraud or things like that, I just think, how must your mind work to be able to figure that stuff out? The intent must be there in the first place. The intent must be there in the first place. I know that your mind thinks like that. You think about solving it. I'm kind of like you're like a superhero in this situation.
But then now I think about committing it. Because yeah, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Officers turn up at my door right now.
Yeah, just like knock, knock. He's just give a confession live on IATQB TV.
Then I get employed by companies because I look at their security differently. Okay,
right.
An organization has to cover hundreds of points of access.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find one.
Yeah.
Okay, and bloke that I was talking to a little while ago stole a gold bar from a bank. He was employed by the bank to test their security. He stole a gold bar from the bank by walking in and picking it up and walking out the front door.
And if everybody knew that it was that easy to do it, everyone would be at it.
Just because he had the confidence and the belief and I'm just going to go for this. And if they stop me, I'll just go, yeah, I've been employed by your security. If they don't stop me, we have a whole bigger issue. And he walked out with a gold bar.
I'd have just carried on walking then. I'd have called it him.
We've
all had a good time. We've all had a drink.
In his rucksack, he walked out, walked around the corner, picked up the phone, called the guy that had employed him and went, we've got an issue.
We've got a problem. We've got a gold bar of yours here in the back.
He goes, I'm now about 100 meters away from yours. I've got a gold bar in my backpack and I'm a little bit worried that I might get mugged.
Yeah, come and get me. I am not safe anymore. My God. So you started in magic when you had your Paul Daniels set back in, 1995.
I love you.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Grey beard hairs. Oh my word. Just wrong.
I just decided to grow my grey out now, giving up with it.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. So do you, darling. So do you. Oh, it's such lovies. So you started, being interested in magic and the sleight of hand and the sleight of mind and mouth and all of that sort of stuff from a young age.
Yeah.
How did you get into performing? Actually get into performing? You practiced the stuff when you were a kid, get good at it, think, I can make some coin here.
Right. So as a kid, as a teenager, I was in musicals. I was a singer and a dancer. And I still love that, but oh my word, you do not want to hear me sing now. I'm so sing. No, bad. Don't even let me do karaoke. You would cry. But no, I remember being late teens, early 20s, and looking around at all these other guys who were much prettier than me. They were much more focused than me. They were better dancers than me. They cared about the script more than I did. And you know me well enough, and you've seen my act. I don't do scripts. I'm rubbish at scripts. I can't.
I hear you, brother.
No, not happening. And then I thought, hold on. If I just did magic tricks, I don't have to learn the script at all. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. It annoys technicians now at theatres because they go, what exactly are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Until I walk on, I don't know. There's a lot of kit on the stage and I can do loads of stuff, but I don't know. And they're like, well, what do we do then? And I go, turn the lights on, turn the mic on, and I'll tell you when I'm finished. That's it.
You'll hear me say thank you and good night.
Exactly. When you hear me say, ladies and gents, thank you so much for being amazing. Good night.
Yeah, we're done. Play my walk off.
But yeah, then I've had technicians who forget to do that because they were enjoying the show too much.
They were having such a good
time. But the thing that got me into security, and I love this story. I do have to be careful. I've been told by the organisation that I should not admit who they were. So we'll say I was doing a gig for a well-known organisation that has a lot of military power.
Okay.
And I was doing this gig. I went up to this table. There were 6 people on it, 3 guys, 3 girls. They looked stunning and all their finery and medals on their chests and stuff. And one of them was a real heckler. He was a real skeptic and a real heckler, and he was an arrogant heckler. Okay,
the worst kind.
Yeah, the kind that I go, right, I'm going to hypnotize you.
I'm having yeah, we're having a bit.
Yeah. So while I was doing close-up stuff, while I was doing card tricks, and while I was doing just entertaining stuff, I was also doing mind reading on it. So I stole his PIN number, his password, his username, his first pet's name, his mother's maiden name, and the name of the first street he grew up on.
My God, because that's what you need to do, isn't it? They're the
You've
top
got them
for the layperson.
Yeah. So I nicked them off him. I wrote them on the back of one of my cards. And at the end of my little set at his table, I went, right, okay, you're an absolute skeptic and you've been very vocal about being a skeptic. And you know that mind reading can't work. But could you have a look at this? I handed him my card and I said, don't tell your friends exactly what's on there, but tell them the type of information and if I'm right. Okay. He looked at it. He just went white. His jaw dropped. He swore a bit. And he just went, you've got everything. You've got my PIN number, my password. He listed it all. And I said, and they correct? And he went, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And his friends were just like, that was brilliant. That was amazing. We loved that. That was really like that. And I walked off because other people to entertain.
Yeah.
I got about 50 meters away from him, something like that. And he grabbed my shoulder, spun me around, and he said, I need to have a chat with you. Now, everyone else in this whole room was probably armed in some way.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that's not. So I took this very seriously. And he said, was that real? And I was like, what are you on about? Was that real? And he said, is mind reading real? And I said, well, look, is there any way I could have brought a friend here with me to find out information about you and they can feed it to me by writing it down and showing it behind your back? And he went, no. To get in here, we check your driving license or your passport and we check your car over. Brilliant. So it's just me. And he went, yeah. I said, is there any way that the people at your table would have helped me, an unknown magician, rather than cover your backside? And he went, no, they look after my life on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So my last question then, how could it not be real? And he just blood drank.
Yeah.
Then he said something to me which scared the life out of me. And he goes, if you did that to 3 select people in this room, you would have control of all of our missiles.
Paul!
I was like, oh.
That's interesting.
Hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That was when the seed of mental theft. That was when it just went, this is scary powerful. And then I started pushing it. Then I started researching other speakers in the security world. And do you know what? In the security world in the UK, I'd say I've only seen 4 good speakers.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, even in the speaking world anyway, and I'm, as a relatively sassy woman, like, even when I look at other speakers in the UK, I mean, there is a lack of entertainment around delivery of information to people within business. And we learn through play. Like, if we look at how we learn as beings, we learn through play. And if we could put people in a position where they are being delighted as well as educated, then, we're delivering incredible things.
Yes, because I need them to go, oh, my God, that could happen.
Oh, my God.
But then I want their brain to be happy as well because they're going to take in more information.
Yeah.
Comments on your thing. I've got people here saying, oh my God, I need to change my password. Yes, you probably do.
Yeah.
If you don't have a passwords manager, just LastPass. I mean, at some point I'll find a link for it and put it up under this video.
Pop it up on here. Yeah, that'd be great.
But this is it. I'm throwing out as much information as I can, as free or as cheap as I can.
Yeah.
Because I'm more worried about the little lady who goes to a women's institute meeting.
Yeah.
She's written all of her passwords down in a book that she keeps in her top right drawer of her desk. And
she's got a dog called Sooty and everything's Sooty 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but it's all right because it's got a capital S.
Super secure.
Yeah, we're safe.
Messing with him there.
But this is it. Am I allowed to do a quick trick for you?
I would love you to do it. I didn't want to ask you too much because I know it's early. I didn't know if the magic works in the morning.
I'll try this, and I'll try and keep this on. Right. Hey, look at that. Right. We get 3 cards.
Okay.
You'll notice one of them is red. There is a reason for that. And it's because it's the 5 of hearts. I love the hearts. The hearts are just my favorite suit. Okay. And you will notice that it is red and the other 2 are black.
Yes.
All good?
Yes.
Now, I keep that on view because the heart is the one that tries to be annoying. It tries to run away and it tries to hide. Do you know what? I'm going to make it even easier. I'm going to take it out.
Okay.
There. Right. I'm going to take it out. I'm even going to check that I've still got the 2 black 5s there.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of these 2 because
I
don't care about them. I like the heart. Funny thing is, I've warned you that the heart was dodgy. And I've got absolutely no idea where the queen came from.
What? No, I can't ask you how you did it because then you'll get kicked out of the magic circle. Oh, you're in the magic circle. I need to talk to you about the magic circle. Is that even a thing or is that not a thing? Or is
magic
it all the
circle
people?
Is definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. Now,
and is it a granddad's thing?
No, it's you know how people will get very geeky around a subject and they will gravitate to other people who are equally geeky about a subject.
Like World of Warcraft and
like World of Warcraft, like D&D, like games consoles,
yeah, like anything Comic-Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con, yeah. Singers, even singers of a certain standard, they want to talk to it. They want to what's the best vocal throat suite and what's the
all of that.
All gravitate to others that are like us and have the same
love the geekery of it.
Because then we've got that team feel and we feel normal within that group. That's what any magic society is like.
Okay.
It's a bunch of people who have a common love and they want to talk about it. And normally their wives or husbands are going, "Oh, you shut up, go and talk to that lot about
Go and talk to your mates about that because this is not an indoors
this is not me. My wife is into period dramas. She loves her Jane Austen books. And oh my God, that could not bore me more. No. Okay. But then when I come home and go, I've thought of a new idea for a bit of a mind reading trick. She's like, I'm
all right for it.
Yeah. So it's a
like, right. So you've gone magic and then, you showed us a card trick. And how did you learn or what made you get into the hypnosis side of things? Because I find that fascinating because there are lots of different applications that you can have for that technique and for that modality.
Now, I love hypnosis. I think it's amazing. It's a brilliant tool. It's something that can help a lot of people. It's also something that we cannot prove is true.
Right.
Okay. So you only get people in the hypnosis world who can deal with grey zone. Okay.
Right.
Here's definite fact written in black and white. Yeah. Here's complete lie, and you'll never see it.
Right.
Hypnosis is all the way in between. And actually, I think it depends on your level of belief.
Right.
So if you really believe hypnosis works and you really believe in my powers, for want of a better word, then you will go under really easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you don't believe in one of those 2 things, then it's harder for me.
Okay.
So normally what I will do, if somebody is a skeptic or doesn't believe, I will start with some magic tricks.
Okay. So you're going to bring them in.
So I'm going to get them to start going, what the hell? How'd that work? I'm going to start getting their brain to be a bit confuddled.
Yeah.
And just going, that's not possible, but he did it. I saw him do it, even though it's not possible. There was definitely a 5 of hearts and it turned into a queen. How is that possible? Once you start getting their brain to believe that I can do things that they don't believe, then you start getting access. And I realized very early on, when you do a magic trick and you make a grown adult just for a second, even if it's just for a second, just stop believing their world is real. That's the moment that you can put them under like that.
My God.
Because your brain is after a way out. Okay. And if you're the right, and I've done this numerous times, and this amuses me for all the wrong reasons. Okay. If I do a trick on someone and they just go, "Bruh," and they have a look on their face that is their brain has just walked away from them. Okay, that is the moment that if I say the word sleep in the right tone, they'll drop.
Amazing.
And
I
that
can't.
works for so many people. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, then you talk to hypnotherapists who are very strict and have their rules that they believe are correct.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that, by the way. If that's how it works for them, great. Fine. But I
Yeah.
just told you what I'm like with scripts. I'm never going to say
It's
on a script.
entertainment, and the thing is, because you are, I mean, you do keep people safe, and that's the one of the whole like underlying currents. Even though you like to play with people, it's different. You're like a kid in a sweet shop. You're not doing anything with people that is dangerous, you know. Whereas when you're going to engage a hypnotherapist for this, you know, you're looking at uncovering stuff. You're looking at taking off plasters of deep-seated belief and values. Whereas, you know, when you keep it at that kind of surface level, you're talking about, you know, things like eating an apple, eating an onion like an apple, and things like that, like the kind of the messy
and making believe that a broom is a gorgeous lady and you're going to dance with her. That's nothing. My favourite one is to make me invisible. Okay, because when I make myself invisible and then I pick up their phone and just go, "Ooh, look," it freaks them out. But that kind of stuff, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous fun. And whenever I do any show, I want everyone to want to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, I absolutely detest the type of hypnosis shows that make people do something vulgar.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I guess it's very sort of 80s, old school, going
Isn't it?
on
Shock
holiday in
tactic.
Benidorm and stuff. Yeah, it's to shock
Yeah,
people.
yeah, the 1830s, Holiday in Benidorm. What was that show that was on Channel 4? There was a real shocking show that used to be on Channel 4,
I
obviously
remember which
before our
one.
time.
Yeah. Where we were
Yeah,
like just
yeah. So
a
I've
wee
seen,
dot.
reruns of it or
Yeah,
something.
of
But
course.
there was a show, wasn't there? Was it The Word? Somebody will remember it. But they did shock tactics purposely for shocking people.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff for me, no.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason that I hardly ever swear when I'm public facing.
Yeah.
Is I say to people, my shows are for adults, but if you've got a kid there, they're not going to be offended.
Yeah. Then that's, you know, and that's a nice way to do things, isn't it? You know, keeping it like, for me, this is an adult audience, and I get that sometimes people will be scrolling by, but people know that if they're coming across me, they're going to get a bit sweary. If though, from years, and we were talking about this before the show, for years and years and years, I worked in holiday resorts. I worked as I was a Ponti's
You did
blue
cruise
coat,
ships,
like
didn't you?
yeah. So you're not allowed to. So, oh my God, you're not allowed tattoos on cruise ships. Like you're not allowed to swear. You're not allowed to. You've got to kind of have this sort of perfection about you when you are in that family-oriented
Yes.
performance space. It's hard to jump out of. I took a glorious swan dive out of it. I'm just like dropping the books and the buggers like they're fabulous seeds and wildflowers.
So you literally went, I am leaving, I'm off, and
Bloody
died.
fucking bastard cutty bollocks. Like it just came out. I couldn't help myself. It was like that was it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm already going, oh,
she told you all the bad swearing.
She said a bad word.
No one can say a C word before 9 o'clock in the morning in the UK. My God.
Actually, that's another one. The C word, I'll call it that. I find it funny when you get some people who will use bad language to describe male parts, and you get offended about bad language for a female part, and it's like,
right. There is a whole. Again, when I think about swearing, and I think about you asked me this morning, like, do your kids swear? And my whole theory on this is that as long as they're not swearing at someone and the intent in their words is good, then I'm not so bothered. But they've got to know two things. One is the context, and two is their audience. So I am not their audience for swearing.
Yeah.
Their teachers are not their audience for swearing. They've got to make sure. And then if they are going to swear, I don't mind. Say if they drop something and they go, oh, shit. Then I'm not going to, I might do the mum, oi, like watch your mouth, but I'm not going to reprimand them. If, however, they are, especially my two older girls, Poppy and Daisy, they're going at it, you know, they are really angry at each other, and they're at that kind of state in siblinghood where they are furious at each other a lot of the time, even if they just look at each other. If they say things like "I hate you" or they call each other stupid, that's the kind of stuff in my house that gets.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't,
Don't do that. And you know what? What's the age difference between your two?
2 years. So one is
2
just
years.
about to turn 13 and the other is just about to turn 11. So they're starting to do that whole vying for alpha in the house thing.
Gotcha. Right. Me and my brother, 4.5 years. My brother is older. And it worked out quite nicely because as he left senior school, I then started. So we never went to the same school together.
You were in his shadow.
No, but it was weird because I then started school, and I had teachers would go through the register. They'd go, Paul Newton. Yeah. And I'd go, got an older brother. Yeah. Is his name? Yeah. And then they'd write notes next to my name.
Did he set the standard?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have to do much to be classed as good. Let's
amazing.
But yeah, it was brilliant. It got to the point that my first 2 weeks at that new school, my class would tell the teacher that I've got an older brother. Because they'd get to my name, they'd go, Paul Newton, and my class would go, yes, he's a Newton. Yes, he's got an older brother. Yes, you know him.
They used to do that. My name's Danielle. There's like a whole syllable at the end of my name, and I found it. It was very important. Now everyone calls me Dani. I don't have hardly any words in my name. But when I was younger, it was like that was my identity. I was not Danielle. I was Danielle and it was the Italian version and not the French version. Thank you very much. And the teachers or supply teachers would come in and they would go down and they would go Danielle, and the whole class would go
Don't you love that when you're teenagers?
They had my back.
That team feeling, whilst probably mixed with a bit of mockery as well.
Yeah, acerbic. It's horrid.
Welcome to Britain, people, where we take the mick out of our mates. It's just brilliant, isn't it? I love that. I love that.
So, what's coming up next for you? You've got the book.
So the book. So I did when I was coming out and starting to be productive again, and I said, look, the book has always been there, and I've already started writing it, and it's always been a plan. But the plan was for every keynote speaker session I did, I was going to throw half the money away and put it towards producing the book.
Right.
And the plan was to start that halfway through March. So that got knocked on the head quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, just a little issue of all cancelled. And someone said, look, do a crowdfund for it. And I went, don't be silly. He'll get to
no one will chuck anything in the pot for that.
Yeah, nobody will get excited. And I did the crowdfunder. And I even... Do you know what? There was one jump. There was a £35 crowdfund option where you got an RFID card to protect your credit cards from scammers. Nice. You got a bookmark. You got a copy of the book. It would also be signed. And then from 35 quid to 50 quid, you would get a mug with my logo on it. Now, I took the mick out of this mug because why the hell would anyone want a mug with Paul Newton's mental theft logo on it? It just didn't make sense to me at all. Okay, I had to order 20 of the things.
People do out for an Oxford cube. I've said this like time and time again. Right back again from working in holiday camps and doing quizzes, we would laugh. I would put a pencil on the table and say, we're playing for a pencil, everybody. It's the pencil that we're playing for. It would get vicious over this pencil. People do out for an Oxford cube, and also they want to support you. You do have people that, love and support what it is that you do. And just even to have the mug, if you made a big deal of this mug and they're all made up that they've got the mug, they're made up that they're supporting you.
This is it. And the support I was shown was ridiculous. I mean, I was chasing £2,000. I wanted to chase £2,000 because if I hit £2,000, there was a government grant that I could apply for that would add another 2,000 to it. Amazing. And that would have been magic numbers. That would mean I could produce it in the way I wanted to. Yeah. Perfect. Ended up hitting £6,885. And I was literally just sat there going, what the hell just happened?
I love that when that happens. But that's got to be a huge confidence booster for you. Like, again,
and it's made me actually finish the book. Which
yeah, you've got no choice now because you've got people that have invested best part of $6,000 in you in
they've
total.
already ordered the book. I better actually make it.
Better give them something then. Otherwise, this is a different kind of fraud that we're talking about.
Yeah, imagine Paul Newton just disappears for £6,000. But
I'd disappear for more. It'd have to be more than that to disappear.
Yeah, it's so right. Yeah, I reckon I need to fleece about $1 million. Then I can.
Yeah.
But and the PR I got from it as well, and the companies that are now talking to me and saying, "Look, we want you to be our front man to help us with this." It's nuts, mate.
I'm so excited for all of the things that you're going to have coming up. Like, you launch this book and you speak anyway and you do all this anyway, and the world is opening back up to us as speakers and performers again, and we're just kind of on the precipice.
I did a gig on Monday.
Did you? Oh, I'm so jealous.
There was people and everything. It was amazing.
Did you get the clap?
Yes. Did I get the clap? Nah. Yes, I did. And it was just, I did a couple of silly tricks for the audience of about 150 people down in the New Forest.
Yeah.
And it was just lovely. It was just lovely. And it was all socially distanced, and there was masks where they were needed, and there was gloves where they were needed, and the venue, all of their staff were masked up and did everything perfect.
Like, what more do you want? Like, we've got to do that, haven't we?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Oh, sorry. Do you recommend any particular crowdfunding site? I'm looking at crowdfunder.co.uk. I'm biased because they were amazing.
Oh, were they? There's lots you can use. There's Indiegogo, there's Kickstarter, there's all sorts that you can use. Crowdfunder for the win from Paul. That is the recommendation coming from somebody who has used it.
And you will find each of them have their own type of following. So if you're trying to raise money for a music video, one of them will specialize in creatives for that kind of thing. So you might not like the one I used, but do research on it. If it helps, I'll ping you some of the research I did.
Yeah, amazing. Right, we have run out of time. Paul Newton, you
absolute
wonderment of a person. You.
Am I allowed to do one more trick before you?
Yeah, do a trick before you go.
Right, this one's a money one. So this one is.
I love a money one.
It's a bit about fraud. I'm going to bring this to. There we go. Right,
we got you.
We've got a 10p and a 2p. Okay, we're going to make this easy. I'm going to put the 10p behind the 2, and we're going to take that hand away so I can't do anything dodgy. We literally hide the 10p piece behind the 2p piece, and we make it disappear completely.
And on that note, on that bombshell, Paul Newton, it's been an absolute joy to speak to you this morning.
Mate, thank you so much for asking me. It means so much to me. Love you to bits.
And you, I can't wait to follow your journey. I can't wait. Come back, please, when the book is released and let us know how it's all going for you. It will be a joy to have you back on. Paul Newton, everybody, what an absolute superstar, an absolute legend. That was the show, Rise Up show for this morning, for this Thursday. Happy Thursday to every single one of you. I hope you are all doing wonderfully and that has set you up. Make sure, please, do go and follow Paul Newton. Go and follow what he does and what he shares. Make sure you go and grab his book when it comes out. I Can Steal Your Shit, which I made up about. I just made up that his book's called that. Paul, if you're still there, make sure you pop your links to keep in touch with you in the comments on the Queen Bee Dani version of this live this morning. It has been wonderful speaking to you all. You guys, don't forget, we've got the show Rise Up Masterclass, the free masterclass available to you if you want it. If you want it, put masterclass in the comments and I will sort you out with a link. Sending you guys all the love in the world. Have an incredible Thursday. Make sure you follow me across the socials at the Queen Bee Dani. Join in the conversation. IATQB Hive, it's spelt like this. I am the Queen Bee. So are you. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Ali Davis talking all things Pinterest. Drop.